time. And listen, I've got some special guests on the line here, and we're going to bring them on. First, we're going to bring on my brother, Mike Harper. What's going on, sir?
Man, I'm blessed, sir. How are you feeling?
I am blessed and highly favored of the Lord. And, brother, I want you to introduce the folks that you have brought here on the phone with you, because, you know, I don't know these folks, so you got to introduce them to the St. Louis people, because, you know, go ahead.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Brother Hernandez, for having me on, but I would like to introduce to my hometown my brother and sister, Brother Gerald and Tammi, Sister Tammi Haddon. Now I call them pastors, Gerald and Tammi Haddon.
That's right. That's right.
Brother Gerald has been a long time mentor and producer mentor to me, and has worked with many people, and I'll allow him to elaborate on that. And Sister Tammi has been right by his side the entire way, and she is a phenomenal worship leader, phenomenal woman of God, and pastor now. Both of them are pastors of Breathe Atlanta, which I have the pleasure of being on staff with there in Atlanta, Georgia. And they're just family. I want to introduce to St. Louis my brother and my sister, Brother Gerald and Sister Tammi Haddon. What up, y'all?
Hey, what's going on, you all? Now, for those of the St. Louis folks that you know, we in the Midwest here, so sometimes they get a little slow. So, explain to the people who you are and your significance in the gospel music industry.
Tammi, you want to take that?
Go ahead.
Well, my significance, I don't know, man. I'm a guy who try to keep my lights and gas on every day by doing music.
Hey, I like that.
So I just happen to be privileged to have worked with some of gospel's best and some of R&B's best, and have been able to travel and make some music to, keep my wife happy and keep my kids clothes on their back.
Amen.
So, I'm just a nobody, man, just trying to tell everybody about somebody. That's how old school it is. I'm a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody.
Yes,
but we have the opportunity to write, produce, and travel with so many artists, from Mary Mary, James Fortune, Dietrich Haddon, Isaac Curry, Myron Butler. List goes on. I don't know, us, Gerald and Tammi Haddon, hashtag us.
Yeah.
We have a record. Just so many, Dave Hollister, Patti LaBelle, Escape, so many other people. We just doing life.
Amen.
We know how.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. And now I see you guys are in ministry. Tell us about that.
Well, we've always been in ministry. Now we're leading out as pastors. That's the thing we're doing now, man. God pushed us into it a year ago. He called us, and I stopped running and finally said yes. And here we are now, 4 months in, to Breathe ATL. And you can follow us at Breathe_ATL is the name of the ministry. And, that's what we're doing now, man.
Amen. And Sister Tammi, now I just downloaded this now. I didn't have this beforehand. I had to get this because you came in. But the song that I have from you is Awesome God. And tell us a little bit about that and about your role as a praise and worship leader and what you're doing in the ministry.
Awesome God was the first single on me and Gerald's album. Gerald and Tammi Haddon, hashtag us. It was the first single that we did. It did pretty good at radio, glad to say. And I've been leading worship for forever. I was a worship leader for about 15 years at Bishop Noel Jones Church, and now I'm just co-pastoring with my husband, and I love every minute of it.
Amen. And listen, I am a fan of you guys' social media. If you don't know, Gerald and Tammi Haddon have a phenomenal social media presence.
Oh, God.
I have seen you all singing and doing all kind of stuff. But I want to make sure to give the people your contact information so they know how to research your career and see the things that you're doing and follow the ministry.
Man, ours is not even that deep. It's our names at Gerald Haddon on Instagram or at Gerald Haddon on Facebook. Even if you still got MySpace, it's Gerald Haddon. Same thing with Tammi Haddon, Tammi, and then Haddon is Haddon because a lot of people do EN, but it's at Tammi Haddon. on all digital platforms. But I'm most excited about coming to St. Louis this Friday.
That's what I was getting to.
And bringing Tammi with me.
That's what I was getting to now, brother. Mike.
Okay.
You bringing these folk in now. Now you got to tell us what's going on. Tell PK what is this?
Absolutely, man. I had the privilege about 10 years ago of working with some of St. Louis area's finest musicians. We had a group called Soul Company, and I wrote. God gave me some tunes to write, and we were just preparing to send those tunes out. And God had other plans, and I had some friends come in and help me do some recording of those songs just to send out to what I thought was other artists. And we end up preparing for that session, and it just blew up from there, man. And so this Friday will be a reunion of Soul Company. Some of St. Louis' finest gospel artists that have had the pleasure of now traveling abroad. Some of us have moved and relocated. God has elevated us, and we're all coming back to celebrate and reunite as Soul Company. And what better opportunity than to bring my mentor and my brother and my sister and my pastors, none other than Pastor Gerald and Tammi Haddon, to come and celebrate with us in this momentous occasion and introduce them and the Breathe lifestyle to St. Louis area. It may be in the works. We see what God said. It may be a Breathe STL birth out of this, but we want to introduce this awesome ministry and these awesome leaders to my hometown of St. Louis. And it's going to be some great music, but I guarantee you're going to get some good word too.
Amen.
Absolutely.
That is wonderful. So once again, folks, if you have been up under a rock and have not been listening to this show all week, listen, the Mike Harper and Soul Company are going to be live in St. Louis with special guests Gerald and Tammi Haddon and Josiah JOJO Martin. That's going to be on Friday, November 29th at 7 p.m. at Christ Community Temple. This is free and open to the public. Because we know y'all finna spend all y'all money on this Black Friday. Listen.
Don't spend it all. Bring some for us.
Amen.
We believe in God. We still have a budget to meet.
Amen. We got to meet the budget, but don't buy all the TVs. Just,
right. Exactly.
Come and give something to the Lord. And Mike, tell them how they can support this ministry and what you're doing.
Absolutely. This event is sponsored by my AV company, which is Global Pro AV, and you can cash app us your blessing to this endeavor and to this event by going to $GPAVATL. That's $GPAVATL, and you can be a blessing to this night. Again, we're just coming together to enjoy Jesus together. We're going to do a lot of laughing. It's hosted by the Fools themselves, none other than gospel comedian Gold Wise and gospel comedian Steve Thompson II. We're going to have it laid back. Don't come in no suits because you might be by yourself. We're going to be in jeans.
For sure you're
going to be comfortable. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh. We're going to hear some amazing music. And, Pastor Tammi and Pastor Gerald, they might bless us with a word or two as well, but definitely an event like this, you would go and pay at least $40 or $50 for, but we're making it free to you because we want to be a blessing to the city and really deposit something here in the city, and we want you to be a blessing to it. So that's $GPAVATL at Cash App, or you can PayPal it to us at soundmindatl@gmail.com. That's soundmindatl@gmail.com.
Amen. And once again, folks, that's Mike Harper and Soul Company live in St. Louis with special guests Gerald and Tammi Haddon and Josiah JOJO Martin. Again, that's this Friday. Mark it on your calendar at 7 p.m. at Christ Community Temple. Free admission, but listen, bring some coins. Because what they are offering is going to be worthy of what you're going to put in the collection plate. And listen, I tell people all the time, the best way to make sure St. Louis continues to have great events, hey, you're going to pay for Justin Timberlake. You're going to pay for the whatever the boy name is. I don't know what his name is. But listen, make sure you hashtag support gospel music in St. Louis. That's my hashtag. Hashtag support St. Louis gospel. Hashtag support our very own brother Mike Harper. He had moved away from us, y'all, but he coming back and he's bringing his friends with him. And Mike, I just want to say personally for me, man, I remember Soul Company. Soul Company was one of the first groups, or not the group, one of the offshoots of those folks were some of the first people I played when I was on radio here at Jubilee 690 in my first stint. When was that? In 2008, 2009? My God.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
My good friend, Julius Collins, man, I miss him.
Yeah.
And his group, and I still play that song, God's Love. I play that song all the time right here. It's still in rotation on Jubilee 690 AM. So, man, I appreciate what the Soul Company has done in the past, and I am looking forward and excited to what you guys are doing in the future.
Absolutely. I mean, we have, Jamie Williams, y'all refer to her as Jay. She has traveled the world, also with Mary.
Everything.
She's been everywhere. Jamie is flying home to be a part of this. Lanisha Lowe down in Dallas, she's right hand to Fred Hammond. She's coming home. Brother Corey Barrett down there in Atlanta, doing great at Elizabeth, as well as several other locations down there. He's coming back home to be a part of this. So we're looking to have some fun, man. It's going to be a beautiful event, and it's going to be amazing. I got a surprise for you, too. JoJo just texted me, and he is waiting in line to come and greet the people as well. So whenever you want to bring him on as well, he's ready.
Oh, he on the phone?
Yeah, JoJo's ready.
Tell him to call 618-874-5785. That's a whole open line for him.
874-57?
874-5785.
Okay, I'll tell him to dial.
Yes, sir. And listen, while we are doing that, listen, I want to give Sister Tammi and Brother Gerald some honor by playing their awesome song by the name of Awesome God. And Sister Tammi, could you do us the honors and introduce your song for us?
Absolutely. I want you guys to take a listen. It's on the album Gerald and Tammi Haddon, #us. Ladies and gentlemen, Awesome God.
That is beautiful music from Gerald and Tammi Haddon. Awesome God. And guess what, guys? I got them on the line right here. Gerald and Tammi Haddon, how are you?
Great.
Good. And we have a special guest that just called in, brother Josiah's JOJO Martin.
What's going on?
That a man is. What's going on, sir?
Not much. How about yourself?
I am blessed and highly favored, bro. And I'm so excited that you're going to be coming into the St. Louis metro area this Friday with Mike Harper and Soul Company with Gerald and Tammi. And listen, man, I don't know if the St. Louis folk know you. So I know where I know you from. I know you from that video with Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
And man, listen. I'm a big, burly, 300-some-pound man. You had me balling, Doc. You had me man, listen, I was repenting for stuff I ain't even did. But listen,
Lord have mercy.
Tell the folks about you and what you do so that they can be aware of you and how they can follow your career.
Sure. JOJO Martin, artist from Morton Records. I've been blessed to do a lot of writing and singing some of the greatest people that we've known and been a part of, and so I've just been doing my thing on my own now since the last few years. And so I have an Instagram now, which is JoJo's Voice, JOJOSVOICE. You can reach me the same way on all social media platforms, and also I have a lot of music on iTunes. My current single is called Run On. And, I'm just excited to be a part of this event and excited to be a part of this show.
Man, I am so happy to have you guys all here on the show. And, Mike, man, tell us again, what was your thought process about bringing this to the St. Louis metro area?
Well, the main thought process, I have the pleasure of working every Sunday with these folks. I am the audio engineer for the Church International, which is pastored by Jasper Williams III. And JoJo is one of our praise and worship leaders there. So I get up every Sunday morning, man, and I can only dream. This was all a dream that I would be working with one of the greatest pastors and greatest preachers in the world, and Jasper Williams III, and then JoJo as a part of that ministry. And then I leave there and go to night church with Tammi and Gerald Haddon, where I'm the audio engineer there. And it's just, every Sunday is a dream to me. It's a blessing. It's an honor and a privilege to work with these people. And I said, man, I got to get them to St. Louis so that my family back home can see and experience what I experience every Sunday. This hasn't even happened. We haven't connected even in ATL, but I believe that what we started here in St. Louis, maybe if we got back to ATL and did the same thing with these three, I think it's going to be amazing as well. But I just had to pull them all together and bring them to where my heart is, which is St. Louis. And so what perfect opportunity than the Soul Company reunion and to bring my brother JoJo and my other brother and sister, Gerald and Tammi, to bring to this concert, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Amen. Once again, folks, mark your calendars this Friday at 7 p.m., November 29th. This is before you go out and try to do all your shopping. See, don't mess up. And see, I ain't going to start there. But listen, 7 o'clock, you guys make sure that you're out at Christ Community Temple. What's the address there at Christ Community Temple, Mike?
3500 Norwood Avenue, Christ Community Temple Church of God in Christ, 3500 Norwood Avenue in the city of St. Louis, Missouri, where my father, now the jurisdictional prelate of Eastern Missouri, First Jurisdiction,
That's
Bishop
right.
William L. Harper, is the pastor.
Amen. That's right. Congratulations to him. And listen, man, I just thank you again. You've had so much connection with the St. Louis area and so much success outside of it. I mean, man, you work for everybody, CNN and everybody. And for you to even come back here and deal with us little St. Louis folk, We appreciate you, Doc. I know I'm playing, but I just appreciate you, man. I see people doing big things all over the country, man, but I love it that you're able to bring that back home and then bring such phenomenal artistry and ministry, such as Gerald and Tammi and brother JoJo Martin. Man, I am so excited to see you all on this coming Friday. And one more chance to give anybody a shout out that wants to give one.
Well, I want to also shout out all of the love that, I've received from my brother Levi King and the Gateway area fellowship choir that will be recording on Saturday, showing a lot of love and support. And, Tu and I have been talking since I decided to do this. And we've been working together. It's going to be one huge, amazing weekend for gospel music in St. Louis. And I don't want to leave that out, man. I could promote my whole event, but we are promoting unity, and the whole city of St. Louis is behind me, and I want to show the same love. Go out there on Saturday night to the live recording of the St. Louis Fellowship Choir. Is going to be amazing. Brother Tu King, Rob Woody, all of those guys that are working with that. It's just going to be an amazing weekend here in St. Louis, and I'm glad that I get to bring my ATL family, Gerald and Tammi Haddon, as well as Josiah Martin. And if you have not heard JoJo's testimony, be in the place on Friday and bring plenty of Kleenex.
Listen.
And be prepared to do some good shouting, because he's not what he used to be. He's still here. God has delivered him, and I ain't going to tell his testimony. Just be there. Be there Friday.
I can't even put it on the radio right now. People is driving in St. Louis. I don't want people crashing, and then we can need more testimonies after that. But, Brother JoJo, I appreciate you, man.
Man, I'm honored, man. I can't wait to get there and worship with everyone in the great city of St. Louis. And I just, it's always so much love when I come there. So I'm really excited to share and to just be a part of something my big bro is doing.
Absolutely. And Pastor Gerald and First Lady Tammi, we'll give you an opportunity to close us out.
You want me to close y'all out in prayer, or you just want me to close you out with a word?
Hey, either one, whichever the one the Lord wants you to
man, it's just simple. First of all, I want to say, Mike, Harper, you're doing amazing things in Atlanta and back home in St. Louis, and we're glad to be a part. Thank you for even thinking of us to come. And I can't wait to have fun this weekend. And JoJo is our brother. We've known him a long time. He's a close friend. Actually, just celebrated a birthday, and I forgot to text you, JoJo. So happy birthday over the air, JoJo.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday.
We love you. And I can't wait. So St. Louis Friday is going down.
It's going down?
Friday.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you all so much for being on the Jubilee Afternoon Drive with just little old me, PK Hernandez Union. But again, make sure you guys come out. Mike Harper and Soul Company live in St. Louis with special guests Gerald and Tammi Haddon and Josiah JoJo Martin this Friday, 7 p.m. at Christ Community Temple. It is free admission. Y'all ain't got no excuse not to come. So come on out, and hey, make sure that you don't buy all the TVs and don't eat all the turkey. Leave some room for a guy to move. Okay, let's leave God some room. Okay. Again, thank you all so much for being on the show, and I can't wait to see you all on this Friday.
Thank you, Hernandez. I appreciate and love you, brother. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, that has been beautiful ministry. And, of course, you can hear it all the time right here on Jubilee 690 AM. And, again, make sure, as Brother Mike said, this weekend is going to be phenomenal. We have the Mike Harper and Soul Company live in St. Louis on Friday, and the St. Louis Area Fellowship number 3 on Saturday. And Brother Mike forgot. He gave Tu a shout out. He gave everybody else, Rob Woody, a shout out. I'm singing in the tenor section on the St. Louis Area Fellowship 3. This is my 3rd time. So listen, y'all make sure that y'all come and see your boy, the PK, do his thing in the background. Yes, sir. Listen, I want to invite you all out. It is going to be amazing. Hope to see you there. Listen, it's 5:32. I got to get out of here, but we're going to keep the music going right here on Jubilee 690 AM, the Jubilee Afternoon Drive.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. 800-761-1427. That's 800-761-1427.
More to come on Jubilee Afternoon Drive on KSTL 690 AM.
You're so amazing. You're so amazing. Introducing the Davidsons. Shoot, shoot, yeah, shoot, shoot, yeah, shoot, yeah, shoot. We'll sing that first verse.
I don't know about that or biology. I don't know about war or foreign policy. Yeah. I know who made the land, the earth, the sky, and sea. He created me, and it's amazing. Amazing. So amazing. Amazing. Truly amazing. Amazing. Yes, God is amazing. So amazing. God is amazing. Amazing. God is amazing. Shoot, 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 yeah, shoot, 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 shoot.
Don't know why she died for me. Way back on a hill called Mount Calvary. All that I know is that He loves me.
He loves me.
He saved my soul and He set me free. He speaks to the heavens. Hey.
And hear the faintest cry of Him below.
No one compares. My Lord,
Most High King.
He gives me joy.
Joy and joy.
Yeah. He'll make you sing.
Amazing.
So amazing. Truly amazing.
Since He came into my life, what a wonderful change. Amazing.
God is amazing.
Oh, yes, He is.
He speaks to the heavens. And hear the faintest cry. My
Him below.
No one compares. Yes.
Most High King.
The joy and knowing. Yeah. Make you sing. God is amazing.
God is amazing.
God is amazing.